I just want to say, man, I do appreciate your time. Because like I said, obviously I know that, you're a very busy person, very busy individual. And yeah, man, I wanted to bring you into this call because, you know, I've been actually trying to bring somebody into here, and I was like, Hector's actually killing it. He's doing amazing, right? So I said, hey, man, let's bring him onto a call. You know, pretty much just get your opinion on our program, how it has benefited you. Of course, I know that you're doing great. So if you don't mind, is it cool if I just ask you a couple questions, and you pretty much give me your feedback in the program so far?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, awesome, man, awesome. So the first thing that I want to go ahead and ask you is, how did you hear about our program?
Yeah, so I used to think cash was king and credit wasn't really important. I started solar when I was 18, so I got into like the entrepreneurship very early, and I had good credit starting off. But when I actually started my own solar company in California, I actually got three different apartment units for my team, and I kept expanding. So I expanded to San Diego, and that's actually where we met. But when I expanded out there, the team that I had in Northern California left to a different company and left me like high and dry. So I was kind of in an ultimatum between having to either let it affect my credit or having to pay the monthly rent or breaking the lease, which was like 3,500 per unit. And with the money that I wanted to invest into expanding my business, I had to either pick growing my company or paying off apartment units. So I let it hit my credit because I didn't really think it was that important at the time. And I kept doing solar, kept doing my thing, and my credit score just kept being a problem. Like, when it came to investing into properties or projects, cars, everything. Literally,
Yeah,
you can't even get an apartment without having a decent credit score. So
yeah,
we've always had a good relationship on social media, and I reached out to you just as a customer trying to fix my own credit, and we got started that way. And honestly, I've had multiple people try and partner up with me and say, hey, your clients that fail credits, like, let me work with them, da, da, da. And I've tried a couple, and it was always like it never worked. So I believed it was a scam. But
yeah.
obviously, with the trust that I have for you and the longevity of our relationship, I was like, all right, let's try it out. And within the first 60 days, I already had my credit back up to where it used to be.
Damn. All right, that's amazing. That's actually a great story, and we actually, I think we have like 3 or 4 people right now in our program who actually started off with us as actual credit repair, like consumer clients, before they actually were like, "Hey, man, like, this business model is actually pretty cool. Could I even get into this?" Right? Because a lot of people don't really know like how credit repair actually works, or like how difficult it could be. So it's actually pretty cool that you actually came in first as a consumer, which is pretty cool. Um, and I mean, obviously that's pretty cool, man. So like I said, also what I got next for you is, what made you want to start with us then attempting to do this on your own? Like, what actually made you want to say, like, let me join this kind of partnership where they kind of help me, you know do most of the work for me, type of thing, and mentor me, into the program, then somebody who's like, oh, like, let me try it on, on my own, type of thing. Like, what made you actually want to partner up with us instead of like trying to figure it out on your own?
Yeah. So I mean, dude, I've dealt with so many customers that can't qualify for solar,
Yeah,
and you're going from $200 down to like 150, and you're helping people save so much money. And when they can't qualify for these programs based off of their credit, it hurts because it's like these are people that really need the savings.
yeah,
So I like I said, I tried to talk to a bunch of people. I personally, I'm super busy just with the solar alone and the other endeavors that I have. That for me to focus and build a system like the one you built, dude, I would have to completely drop everything that I'm doing, pay thousands of dollars just to get to the point of where you were at 2 years ago. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Not including to where you're at to the date today. Like
yeah,
I saw your systems a couple days ago, and dude, it's insane.
yeah,
It's insane. Like literally, I have everything literally on. I don't have to do nothing but literally post on my social media and talk to people that don't have really good credit and just connect them. I'm literally just connecting the dots. So
yeah,
it's super easier. And I mean, if you're in a 9 to 5, if you're in a career, if you're in any type of business, right, you already have most of your day already taken up just by that. So to
right,
be able to plug into a plug and play system is so crucial because it allows you to go into it a lot softer and easier than it would be you trying to figure everything out and understand everything. And just knowing and learning all that, I'm not even talking about the time it's going to take for you to the time that is going to take away from your day-to-day basis, you know.
Yeah, 100%. What I tell people too is like, and what I've noticed just based on just friends and things like that, right? Like a lot of people actually quit like businesses or side hustles because once they get into them, they find out that they take way more time than they think, right? It's like,
100%.
and that's kind of what happens. And it kind of sucks because realistically, like it could have been a great business, but unfortunately, like you said, right, your time's already, taken by your 9 to 5 or the business that you might already have or your career or whatever. So sometimes for people, they could actually have created something very profitable, but because they attempted to do it on their own, they just got frustrated that they couldn't figure it out, and then they end up quitting or they stop pursuing it, right? Because it seems
100%.
they just give up, and I understand it. Like there was a point where I had a shiny object syndrome,
Oh,
and that's
dude, yeah.
yeah. So that's when I learned that lesson, right? I'm like, well, if I can build like 6 businesses at once, then one day I'm gonna make 1,000 here, the other day, maybe that day I'll close 3 deals from each business, and then I'm gonna end up with a lot of money. And that's not the case, right? You actually want to focus on 1 or 2 things max. And then once you build, like I said, a company, once you put the staff behind it, you can actually stabilize the business and be able to step away from the business. That's when you can actually continue to pursue other ventures, but you don't want to start multiple things at once. And I feel like a lot of people, since they're not like business savvy or haven't been in business for a long time or have never tried other businesses, they think that it's as easy as opening up an LLC, and next thing you know, you're profitable with whatever you opened up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
100%.
I've been through that, and obviously a lot of people go through things like that. So
Well, not only that, dude, kind of to tie into the earlier question, it's like imagine you trying to wear every single hat, right?
yeah,
The amount that you can scale, let's just say at best case scenario, you're scaling 1% better a day,
yeah,
which is already for somebody that with my experience, right? That's already super low numbers. But you're scaling 1%, 1%, 1%. If you were to just wear one hat, right? And you put other people in those positions in the other hats that they can all wear a hat as well, you guys can all scale at 20% a day instead of 1% a day. And what's beautiful about what you have created, bro, is that you already have all those people in place to the point where I don't even need to wear a hat.
yeah, correct.
Everybody is already wearing their hat. So you're literally like everybody's scaling the 20%, 20%. So you could give it 100%, not have to worry about the burnout stage, and still be able to focus on your day-to-day basis, on your career, 9 to 5, whatever you're doing on the day-to-day, you can still focus on that and have this on automation.
100%, 100%. Cool, man. So from the day that you got started till now, how much money have you actually generated in revenue?
Yeah. So I started back in 2022, October. So I did the first 2 months. It was me going through the system and process myself.
Yeah.
And then once January is when I actually saw the results, and that's when I started putting all of my customers with failed credits through the program as well. It was like the first 60 days I made about like 21,000. And
right.
then once I saw that, right, I mean, I'm already making very good money with solar alone.
Yeah.
And if I can make 20,000 in 2 months off of this, I was like, how can I make this to making 20,000 in solar and then 20,000 with this program a month? So, I just started every customer that I had talking to different solar companies, posting on my social media, just everybody that had customers with bad credit that needed assistance, I was able to help them out. And right now I'm doing anywhere from like 18 to 24, 25 a month.
Okay. That's very solid. That's actually very, very, very good. And like I said, you're actually one of our top people in our program, right? So that's actually pretty cool. Obviously, those are big numbers for anybody that owns a business. Obviously, you guys know, right? Like that's actually like very, 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 very good, right? Also, something that stood out about you, and obviously, I'm sure this has to do with like, the money that you've been able to make is like, I remember you formed a strategic partnership with like a tax firm, right? So just like, can you kind of give me a little bit of a background on how that even came along?
Yeah. So honestly, it all started with the solar. I had a buddy of mine in Texas that he specializes in tax consulting for solar, because you get a tax credit. And I was telling him about all the customers that I was helping. We followed each other on social media, and he was like, dude, I have so many customers, not only just on the solar side, but as a CPA, of people that have bad credit. Like, can I send them all to you? And I'm like, bro, what?
You're like, yeah.
I'm like, brother, of course. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
of course you can send them. One, obviously it helps my business. I get to scale my business more, but I also get to touch people that I never would have ever met or known. And now I'm helping them fix their credit. Now I'm helping them buy a house, buy a car, change their life completely, you know?
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I mean, that's what I also tell people. It's like, there's a lot. I mean, just think about like really any business, right? Like everybody everywhere offers financing, right? You walk
Yeah.
into a jewelry shop, they have like a SEMA, right? So
Yeah.
they offer you like a $3,000, $4,000 loan, like to buy jewelry. You go to a tire shop. My dad actually owns a tire shop, and you go there, and they will. It's like a rent to own, like kind of a lease type of product where you can actually lease or get financing on the wheels and tires, which is crazy, right? Like
Yeah.
people would put like a set of tires and rims into their credit, which is it's pretty crazy, right? But pretty much any business that you can think of, like they do financing. So what that means is like if all those businesses that offer financing runs on credit, right? So they're still pulling people's credit. What that actually means is there's a lot of denials going on every single day, even for $2,000 or $3,000 loans, right? So what does that tell you? Tells you that credit repair is a business that's in high demand, right? It's something that you can help any other business, not only just like you can't only help consumers, you can actually help business owners too. Because let's just say my dad, right? If I'm like, hey dad, like, how many people didn't get approved for tires this month through the SEMA program? Oh, well, we had 30 people that didn't qualify. Then at that point, that could be your affiliate right there, where say, hey, what if I can help out, and what if I can help you out and bring you back 20% of those denials into qualifying for these set of tires, 3 or 4 months from now? It's a win-win situation. So
100%.
not only with consumers, but you can actually, go ahead and partner up with other business owners who will set, like, you have nothing to sell to them. You're just saying, hey, how can I help you bring in more revenue for your store? Right.
Dude, the best type of value that you can provide to a business owner is bringing dead money back to life.
100%.
So all that age data that they wouldn't have had no type of business with, no money with, is dead. You can't bring it back to life. But having this in your back pocket, being able to help those customers out, you're able to actually bring them back to life. And not only do you win, right, and scale your business, but you're able to send them back, right, and alley-oop it to them so they could continue to scale their business as well.
100%.
And it's literally one of those things that it's like a win-win-win situation with all three parties.
All three parties, correct. Cool, man. Cool. Well, finally, man, I'm not going to continue to, take too much of your time, but what would you say to anyone who's kind of like on the fence about joining, the credit repair automations, team? Like, what would you say to somebody who's like considering the business, but, they might have a couple doubts, or they might be like, hey, I don't know if this is actually like the industry that I want to get into. What would you say to somebody who's like thinking about it at this time?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. To be honest, dude, so I've been, like I said, I've done solar for 7 years. If I knew about this program back then, before I started doing solar, I would actually start this business venture first before I even got into solar, because the amount of value that I would be able to provide and bring to the table would be, bro, insane. Like, I don't think I told you this yet, but I'm here in Vegas, so every time I go out, right, I'm meeting people from clubs, restaurants, GMs, all these connected people, and it's like I'm in solar, so what am I gonna bring to the table? Like, oh, let me sell you solar. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like it's still an exchange for me when it benefits me a little bit more. But having the credit repair program in my back pocket, I started thinking outside the box, and all these people, dude. Like, it actually started with one of my friends. He went on my bio and was like, dude, you do credit repair? My credit's messed up. And I was like, yeah, bro, I'll take care of you. I got you. Yeah. And dude, he was like, if you fix my credit, I will give you a lifetime supply of free comps. So I started utilizing this, dude. Now I get free tables at the clubs, any restaurant I want, I could go eat there for free. Why?
Yeah.
Because I help them fix their credit.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
dude, the it's just unlimited potential that the things that you can do with the credit repair, bro. It's insane. Like I didn't think it was gonna be this lucrative until now that I'm like making money with it, and now that I'm like working on this and creating strategic partnerships, and how else can I scale and grow this business? How can I add value to this person? You know, and it's so powerful. If you were to start this business first, it would be so crucial. But at the end of the day, that's just me, right? I would ask everybody else, like, you know, are you the type of person when there's like a pool in front of you, right? Do you dip your feet in first to see if it's cold, or do you dive in, right? It all depends on the individual at the end of the day. So if you're the type to just dive in, right, when you're in there, you're going to notice like, oh, this feels nice. This is good. I like this.
Yeah.
But if you're like dipping your toes in, you're like, oh, it's a little cold, right? You're never going to get in the pool, and you're never going to get to experience the fun, the summer daylight. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
So my recommendation, I mean, if I could go back in time, I would start off with this if I knew about it, and then transition into multiple other industries. But yeah, dude, I would just jump on the opportunity right away. There's literally nothing to do to lose. 2024, this is an amazing year for people to uplift themselves and change their lives. And this is definitely the right type of program and industry to start off with.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, what I tell everybody, and like I said, I can only talk on my experience, right? But there's really never a perfect time or the right time for anything, right? Like there's never a perfect time for anything. There's never the right time to do anything, right? It's either you go ahead and do it and figure it out, and you know, just put in the work, put your head down and make it work. Like it's either you make it work or you make it work, right? Like that's kind of like the mentality that you have to go into a business, because there's never going to be a perfect time, right? Like there's always going to be things going on in your personal life. There's always going to be, you know, things that are going to come in on your way that it's never going to be the perfect time, right? And that's just with any business, right? It doesn't just have to do with our business. That just means like with any business, like if there's a business, even if it's not credit repair for you, but you already did your, you know, the diligence, you already found out about the industry, you already kind of know, and you're confident that there's no way in hell this isn't going to work for you. There's never going to be a perfect time. At the end of the day, you just have to make that decision and follow through and have that confidence, right? Have that confidence that it's going to work out for you. Like if you believe in yourself more than you believe in the program, like it's going to work out for you regardless, right? You just got to believe in yourself first, right? You got to believe in yourself first. But awesome, man. Like I said, we've been in the call for 35 minutes already. What I'm going to do, man, is, you know, I'm going to go ahead and let the people know how this will actually benefit them. You know, I want to say thank you for taking your time, bro. Like I know you're a very, you know, busy person. So I appreciate you for coming into this call. And then obviously we'll be in touch. I'll see you, you know, in our private trainings and all of that.
Yes, sir. No, brother. I appreciate you for having me.
All right.
Awesome. There, brother. Later.
Take care. All right, guys, cool. So that was Hector Veloz. Like I said, obviously, he's somebody who's been in our program. He actually got in touch with me as a consumer before I even had this program, guys, before the even Facebook group was actually going on, right? He was actually one of my first people that was like, hey, man, yeah, I'll show you. I actually plan on launching something. So you would be a perfect individual to come into this, you know, to this product. You know, now before I actually, you know, make it public and start helping other people. So that was pretty cool. Shout out to Hector, you know, for coming in here and giving us, you know, his own testimonial. We do have obviously a lot of people in our program as well that will be coming into other life events, and we'll get their takes on it, right? Because everybody's in a different